Trapped in a burning forest, a mother's fight for her puppies. The sun was setting over Redwood Valley, casting golden rays through the dense canopy of trees. The forest was alive with the sounds of rustling leaves and chirping birds, a serene paradise untouched by the outside world. But deep within its heart, beneath the shelter of an old oak tree, a mother's love would soon be put to the ultimate test. Luna, a golden retriever, lay curled inside a hollow beneath the massive oak, her warm body protecting her 4 newborn puppies. They were only a few days old, their tiny paws barely able to move, their eyes still shut as they nestled against her for warmth and milk. Luna had given birth to them in this quiet spot, believing it to be the safest place in the world. She had no idea that, within moments, her world would be engulfed in chaos. A sudden gust of wind rustled the leaves outside, carrying with it a strange, sharp scent. Luna lifted her head, her ears twitching. Something was wrong. The usual fresh forest air was now thick with the acrid stench of smoke. Then, she heard it, a distant crackling sound, faint but growing louder. Her body tensed. A lifetime in the wild had taught her the signs of danger, and this was the worst kind. Fire. Panic surged through her as she scrambled to her feet, carefully stepping over her puppies. She peeked outside the hollow and gasped, an orange glow flickered in the distance, creeping through the undergrowth, devouring dry leaves and fallen branches. Within seconds, embers rained down like fireflies, carried by the wind. Luna's heart pounded. She had to move. Now. She turned back to her puppies, who whimpered softly, unaware of the looming threat. Her instincts screamed at her to run, to save herself, but a mother's love is stronger than fear. She would not leave them behind. The first escape Gripping the first puppy gently in her mouth, she stepped out of the hollow. The heat was unbearable, pressing down on her like an invisible force. Smoke stung her eyes, making them water. The forest, once a place of beauty, had transformed into a nightmare. She sprinted through the underbrush, dodging burning branches that crashed to the ground around her. Every step was a battle, her paws barely avoiding the scorching embers. Finally, she reached a small rock formation where the fire had not yet spread. She placed the puppy inside a shallow burrow beneath a boulder, licking its tiny face reassuringly before turning back. 3 more to go. Through the inferno She rushed back, her legs aching, her fur singed at the edges. The fire was moving faster than she expected, consuming everything in its path. The old oak, her safe haven, was now surrounded by flames. The second puppy whimpered as she picked it up, its tiny body trembling in her jaws. She ran, ignoring the intense heat. Sparks flew around her, and the smoke grew so thick that she could barely see. She coughed but kept moving, her love for her puppies stronger than the pain. The moment she reached the safe burrow, she set the second puppy down beside its sibling and turned again. She had to be faster. The fire was closing in now, its hunger relentless. By the time she reached the third puppy, the flames were licking the edges of the hollow. The once cool shelter was now filled with thick, suffocating smoke. Luna's lungs burned, but she forced herself to pick up the puppy and charge forward. A burning branch suddenly crashed to the ground beside her, forcing her to swerve. Her paws barely touched the ground as she leaped over the scorching wood, her body moving purely on instinct. As she neared the burrow, the flames roared behind her, as if angry at her defiance. She placed the third puppy beside the others and turned once more. Only one left. Luna's body was exhausted, her fur covered in soot, but she didn't stop. One of her babies was still out there. She sprinted back to the oak tree, her vision blurred by smoke. The fire had now fully engulfed her den. She let out a desperate whimper, trying to find a way inside. Then, she heard it, a tiny, terrified cry. Without hesitation, she leaped forward, ignoring the heat that singed her paws. The last puppy lay curled in a ball, shaking. Gently, she picked it up and turned to leave. But the path was gone. The fire had trapped them. Flames surrounded the tree, blocking the way she had come. The heat was unbearable now, suffocating. Luna looked around desperately. There had to be another way. Then, she saw it, a fallen log leading toward a narrow path free of flames. It was her only chance. Gathering every last ounce of strength, she bolted. The log was unstable beneath her, cracking under her weight, but she didn't slow down. Just as she leaped off the other end, the log collapsed into the flames. She had made it. With her last puppy still safe in her jaws, she ran as fast as her legs would carry her, the fire roaring behind her. When she reached the burrow, she gently set the final pup down beside its siblings and collapsed, her body shaking from exhaustion. Rescue arrives. Luna lay there, panting, her heart still racing. The fire was spreading, but she had done it. She had saved them all. Then, through the thick smoke, a new sound reached her ears, voices. Over here. I found them. A group of firefighters emerged from the smoke. One of them, a young man with kind eyes, rushed toward Luna and knelt beside her. "You're one brave mama," he whispered, gently scooping her up. Another firefighter picked up the puppies, carefully placing them in a soft blanket. As Luna felt herself being carried away from the flames, she looked up one last time at the burning forest. It was no longer her home, but she had protected the most precious part of it, her family. A new beginning. Days later, Luna and her puppies found themselves in a warm, safe place, a shelter run by kind people who had heard about her bravery. News of her incredible rescue spread far and wide, and soon, a family came forward, offering her and her puppies a forever home. As Luna lay on a soft bed, her puppies cuddled beside her, she let out a contented sigh. She had faced the fire, fought against impossible odds, and won. And from that moment on, she and her puppies would never have to fear the flames again.